Okay, we're standing now with Nick Matthews, who's just lost to David Palmer, but has had what I think is a pretty good US Open. How do you feel about it, Nick?
Yeah, it's easy to look at the negatives. I thought I could have done maybe a little bit better against David, but he was in good form. But I should look at the positives, really. I had a really good tournament, had 2 good wins, and hopefully I can move on from here now and push these guys more often.
I mean, David was actually playing superb length. He was unbeatable. He was almost flawless, wasn't he?
He's very tight on the backhand side, especially. I thought I was playing quite tight, and the ball just kept coming back even tighter. So there wasn't much opportunity to work many openings from that side, really.
Nick Matthews of 2003 is a little different from the Nick Matthews of 2002. I mean, why have you improved so much?
I don't think it's one particular thing. I think it's just a culmination of getting stronger over the past 3 or 4 years, really. Just filling out, getting a lot stronger, and getting a bit more belief and toughening up that you can compete at this level, really. It's not one thing that I've done differently in the last 3 months. It's just been, just a culmination of 3 years hard work, really. But I mean, there's still a long way to go before I'm challenging David, as you saw there. So that's my next aim.
He's a lot older than you. But go back to Sheffield a month or 2, you had a very good win over Joe Knipe. Started slowly, and then you came forward and showed that you had a very good front game and a good back game. Has that part of your game also been developing, the front game?
Yeah, I've done a lot of work with David Pearson, the England coach, on my short game, because I've always been someone who would think about hitting length first, so that's an area I've had to work on, but it's still not up there with that David. When he gets his openings, he was just, and Jonathan Power, who I played in Sheffield as well, they're just so much more severe when they get their openings, so that's another thing to work on.
What is your ranking now?
It's 24 at the moment.
You still work with David. You're from Sheffield, of course. Where do you base yourself in Sheffield? But David Pearson is not in Sheffield, is he?
No, I work with him in Harrogate in North Yorkshire, and I've also started doing some work with Paul Carter as well, the other England coach, down in London. And I've been getting a lot more match practice as well lately, trying to play the guys like Peter Nicol on England squads and stuff. So that can only be good for my game as well.
Well, I mean, you've demonstrated over the last 2 months that you're certainly you're due your place on court with people like Knipe and Yong Beng Hee. And how do you go about going up the next plateau?
I don't know, really. Just taking it one step at a time, one tournament at a time, and trying to beat those guys on a more regular basis, because it's easy to get 1 or 2 wins, but the key thing is doing it like the top guys do. They do it tournament after tournament, match after match. So that's the next thing for me, is trying to make sure it's not just a flash in the pan, and I continue with some decent form.
Graham Riding, who also just lost, said he really felt it in his legs after 2 qualifying games and another first round win. How tired were you after 2 qualifying games and a first round win?
I didn't feel too bad, actually. We've got the physio Phil Newton is here with us, and he's been doing a lot of work with me over the past few days to get me in good shape. I was there's obviously going to be a certain amount that's been taken out of you, but I felt fine, and so that obviously bodes well that I can still feel not too bad after a few games.
What actually happened when the 2 of you landed up on your back on the court? He was going for the ball and he crashed into you, right?
Yeah, I thought I hit a winner, but it was they gave a let, but it was just an accidental collision. That's all it was.
I mean, where did he catch you? With his foot? You went down.
I wasn't sure.
You looked as though you were in pain.
I think he caught me with his knee. It was the initial shock of it. I thought that I might have been a bit more serious, but I've had it looked at and it's fine. Yeah, no problems. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good news here. Look, I think you've had a good year. I think it's going to continue, and we hope those results continue coming in. Thank you, Nick Matthew, who will soon be #1 in England if he carries on like this.